Let's begin by loading up the terrain. Go to File, Load Terrain, and select ground.obj. Next, let's bring in our agent, load agent, and man.cdl. We're going to be taking a look at the Place tool to go up to Edit, Place, to bring up the Place window, and you can see here we have several generators that we can use to place the agents in the scene. We've got a point generator, a circle generator, a polygon generator, a spline generator, a geometry generator, and a color generator. Let's begin with the point generator. Click on Add, and then click on the terrain. You can see the generator has been created, and a locator has been placed with the generator. You can have any number of locators per generator, and you can increase it by using the slider or entering the figure. Then spread them out, and you can add some noise to the distribution. And change the angle of rotation that they're facing, and add some variation to those angles. If you want your agents to line up in rank and file, you can use rows and columns. If we press Place Now, you can see that the agents have been placed at the locator's positions. Now let's have a look at the circle generator. Let's click on Add, and on the terrain, click Hold, and then drag to draw your circle's edge. And then you can increase the number of locators and the distribution using the parameters again. If you want to move generators around, just hold down Shift and click Drag. You can see the circle's locators are nudging into the other locators. This is due to the distance that we set, and prevents agents from starting on top of each other. You may also want to place two different types of agents within the scene. So let's bring in another agent. So I'm the ball, and as we have the circle generator selected, we're going to click on the ball agent group, and you can see that the color has changed for that generator and its locator. You can also have two or more different groups selected for each generator. So hold down Shift and click on the man agent group. You can see that the locators have now been split between the man agent and the ball agent. And the group slider can change the ratio between those two groups. So let's have a look at the Polygon Generator. Click on Add, then click on the terrain to place your points. And if you want to delete the last point, use the middle mouse button, or if you want to finish, use the right mouse button. I'm just going to turn off shading, use Alt S, so we can see this a bit more clearly. The component button can allow you to change the positions of the points. So we hold down Shift and click the points itself. You can change those to your liking. Okay, so let's have a look Now the spline tool. Click on Add, and then click on the terrain where you want the spline to go, and middle mouse button to delete the last point. Use the right mouse button to complete, and then let's increase the number, and as you can see they've been distributed along the spline. And you can also use rows and columns to distribute along the spline as well. And the component buttons, you can adjust the points for this line. Or, with the tangent button selected, you can adjust tangents for each point. Now let's go and take a look at the geometry generator. Click on the train. Click on Add first, and then the train. Go up to Geo, and click on the folder. Select the cube.obj. You see that geometry has been loaded in with the locator and generator inside. There's a little bit of a difference between the geometry generator and the other generators, in the fact that the geometry generator is not constrained to the terrain. The locator has been distributed along the y-axis as well as the x and z. So if we increase the numbers here, you can see some of the locators actually floating. We can use the manipulation tool to move the geometry up and along. And you can rotate the geometry using these sliders here. You can actually change the other generators to be 3D. At the moment, each generator is being constrained to the terrain. So we select the circle one. To turn off the constraint, we just turn off the terrain button here. As you can see, the locators are no longer constrained to the terrain. And if we bring back the manipulator, we can move the generator along the y-axis as well as the x and z axis. Now let's go and have a look at the paint generator. What we're going to need to do first is paint some colour onto the terrain. So bring up the paint tool, go to Edit, Paint, select a brush and colour. There's paint. Going to need to turn shading on, so Alt S, and you can see the colour. You can also have stipple, which can control the density of the distribution of the actual locators. So once we're done with that, go back to place, click on Add, and then select the colour that you want to place your agents on. And as you can see, the locators have been placed onto that colour. I'm just going to add generators onto the stipple. You can see the density is a little bit more as they're generated. And there you have it. There are quite a few ways that you can actually place agents onto the terrain using the place tool.